Go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Witchy Wednesdays with Familiar Magic. I am Tazlyn, otherwise known as Taz, and with me is Lilith. Say hello.
Hi.
And today we are going to talk about money spells. There's a lot you can do with money spells, so we'll have a lot to talk about because some people are better with candles or incense or amulets or 1,001 ways you can go with that. Um, for me personally, I like to have change or dollar bills with incense burning. That's one of the ways that works best for me, or money candles. Um, Lilith, what do you use?
Well, I use a variety of stuff because who doesn't need more money? I will say one thing. She mentioned change, and usually, if you're going to give change to a money spell, that change is. You don't take that change back.
Nope.
Which is why I personally do not use change. One of my kids has a sticky finger thing, and I figured it was just best not to have money laying around that, might possibly go missing and screw with shit.
It is not a requirement to have change, or you can use foreign change.
Right. One of the things that I have by my front door, I have this cute little toad.
The money toad,
And
money toads. I've been meaning to get one for half of forever. It's one of those gonna do things.
yeah, this is just a little statue. I'm sitting here petting the statue, but don't mind me. Maybe slightly crazy.
Hey, it brings you good fortune.
I will, on occasion, anoint it with some money oil that I've made. And my money oil actually does have money in the oil, so I figure that's sufficient because I can't leave money laying around.
Right. But as Lilith pointed out, that is a very good point. If you are going to put money into a money spell, you need to make sure that that money is devoted to that money spell alone. At least until the money spell is over. Some spells, there are those where you do the money spell over the money and then spend it to get it back.
Yeah, there is that form, or like if you're going for a certain amount that you need, if you reach that amount, I think it'd be safe to use the money.
You can also use bills and do money spells over bills if you need to pay your bills. Obviously, you send a bill in or whatever. Um,
Another one I do is, and we've had pictures of this up on Instagram,
yes.
if I can pick it up without it dropping. My money candle. I have been doing this particular money candle for years. I typically try to start burning it, between the new moon and the full moon. We'll get into moon phases later, I think.
Yeah, well, I'll get into moon phasers later. I also make mini spells, which we will be selling on the site. I use stones, herbs, and essential oils in tea light candles because I have a very short attention span and I have three cats, so I can't have a big candle like that burning. It's just not safe in my house.
Yeah, if when I'm using this, I just burn it, whatever feels right a little bit each day between the moon phases.
Whereas I
If you
will light a
wanted,
tea light, let it burn about halfway, and then I'll snuff it out, and then I'll relight it. I do have a big pillar candle that I will do the same thing with. But for me personally, I find my tea lights more effective. Maybe it's because I'm so tiny,
possible.
short of stature. I mean, obviously not her.
Well, I mean, there is some thoughts on that as far as like if you're going to light a candle. A lot of people feel that once the candle goes out, the spell is complete. So maybe that's where you're getting the vibe from there.
Maybe. I all I know is everyone has stuff that works differently than for them. So if something doesn't work for you, go with something else that might. Like me, I make my own incense blend with cinnamon, and there's several herbs that you can use for money. Cinnamon is a really potent one for me personally.
Yeah, this particular candle I coat in crushed up juniper berries, rose petals, and cinnamon.
I use dragon's
Um,
blood with mine because dragon's blood for me boosts almost every spell I do.
I'm actually toying with the idea of putting some of these together for sale in our shop. I just haven't got that far.
I have candles to sell, but there's some issues that I'm having a current struggle with because I do have herbs in my candle. It's very little on the herb side, and it's in the bottom of the candle, the candles. But if you have an herb on a candle, it is something that you cannot walk away from.
You should never walk away from a lit candle for, I mean, if you're gonna, like, if you have it lit in your bedroom and you don't have little kids in there or animals running amok, if you have to go to the kitchen for a couple of minutes, fine, but,
Right,
you
but with
know,
any candle, especially spell candles that you have herbs in, each one of those herbs can act like a little fuse.
yeah, you have to be very careful.
Yes, so that is a moral conundrum I am dealing with before I list them for sale on the site. Um,
Also, it's fairly good practice for most witchy people to anoint their candles with oil in certain fashions. That oil can
Also be very
be a hazard.
flammable. Yes, oil is
So
flammable. That's
always be careful.
so with my candles, I have the oil mixed in with the wax, and then I sprinkle herbs and stones on the bottom, then pour the wax over it. But there's still that danger aspect.
Right.
So that's
That's why we haven't put candles up yet. Where we're wanting to do so, but when
unfortunate
you have to have warning labels for
everything because we live in a litigious society. And it's not that I think every witch knows that you shouldn't leave a candle burning, but human error is well human, and as much as I hate to admit it, we're all human.
yes, and with today's world of never taking, accepting blame for yourself. So we just haven't gone that route yet.
Yet, uh,
But moving away from the rant part,
yeah. Well, it's not so much a rant as it is. I don't think we'd have that much of an issue with witches because almost every witch I know is pretty damn good about the personal responsibility thing.
same here. But it's, you are always going to come across one of those kind of people. And so we're
All right,
taking our time on that one.
indeed.
Um,
Um,
if you don't want to do with candles, you can make a simple potpourri out of certain herbs like, cinnamon, basil, there.
Rose
Uh,
petals, fennel.
Most of your herbs that you would have in your kitchen cabinet have money drawing
They
properties.
do.
Money and prosperity. You can dump those into some water, simmer it. It'll make your house smell amazing.
And that's also good for those who can't be around the smoke. You can
Right.
do the potpourri, the oil, the water bath potpourri, and they smell really, really good. A little
Yeah, and I
it,
mean,
it has like a Christmassy feel to it.
yeah. Or you could diffuse some oils in an oil diffuser that are, have many properties.
Yes, I also have a money oil blend that I use on my spell bottles. I use in my diffuser, and I use to anoint candles. Um, well, and I also use in my candles. I make it in bulk. So I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can go, and there's a lot of books and videos that will tell you this is this and this is this. you need to follow what feels right to you because a lot of people probably wouldn't use Dragon's Blood in a money spell, but I do because I use Dragon's Blood in almost all my spells. For me, it's a boosting thing. It
Right.
it gives power to almost all my spells. You can add sugar to a money spell to sweeten it.
Yeah, there's actually a way of taking like a sugar bowl and putting, a certain amount that you're looking to obtain in the sugar bowl.
Hmm.
Um, Ravenways actually has a video up on that. Found very interesting. Another thing you can do too is talismans. Simply going outside and getting a pecan. Like if you're, it's not a money spell per se, but if you're looking for a new job, or, you know, so it kind of relates to money.
Well, in fairness, employment usually has a lot to do with money because most people have jobs for, living.
Right. So if you're looking for a new job, you can, especially if you know what genre job you're wanting,
Yeah.
and think outside of the box here. You can take a pecan and put it with something that represents that job to you.
I will say be careful if do you think pecan because pecans are also used for fertility? So,
Well, it all lies in intent.
well, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Be very careful on how you put your intent into what you want to use. So I've had oopses when my mind wanders.
Right. Um, then there's also stones. I personally keep a piece of not selenite.
Citrine, honey, citrine.
Citrine, that's the one. I always forget it.
I
It
have a
sounds
bunch
similar,
of
damn it.
citrine. I actually got it in bulk for stuff, but
I
citrine
actually
is
have
a
a
good
couple of
one.
pieces. Well, I have a couple of pieces on my living room altar for various reasons, and then I have one that I carry in my pocket along with the amethyst because the chain broke on my amethyst, and I just hadn't replaced it. So,
That's weird. The chain broke on my amethyst too.
yeah, well, it was a really fine chain. It was really pretty, and I
Yeah, same
didn't take it
here.
off one night, and it broke when I was
That's what
asleep.
fine
And
chains tend to do. That's what happened here. Um,
yeah,
so I need to get a sturdier chain for it because my amethyst is also a pendulum. Uh,
well, I got mine to be a pendulum. Um, Off topic, but you can use amethyst to help rid of headaches, and I pretty much have constant headaches living in a household that I do. It's always loud.
Amazing. You have headaches with 6 children? Say it ain't so.
Right?
But in
So,
the fairness, with 6 children, money is an important adventure, especially when you have teenagers that do not believe in cheap gifts.
oh yeah, 4 out of my 6 are teenagers.
Yeah, and I have a teenage daughter, and while she is not much into materialistic stuff, she is into art supplies. And I'm telling you what, it is cheaper to be a drug addict than it is to be an artist.
I don't know. The oldest, she doesn't ask for much, but what she does ask for, she doesn't even consider the cost.
That'll change when she gets older. See, my daughter considers the cost, but she likes the top end art supplies.
Right,
And you know what? It costs like $300 for a complete set of Prismacolor pencils.
right.
That's freaking expensive.
I don't know. Destiny's usually pretty good about things. It just depends on what you're talking about.
On the plus side, with an artist, you always know what to get her.
Yeah, when she actually gets into art and is more inclined to art instead of
And then there's my
obsessing over boys.
and then there's my husband. He's a gamer, and we all know that's not cheap either.
Yeah, my husband isn't so much a gamer anymore, but he's a geek,
He's still
and
a
geek
tech
toys are
geek,
not
and
cheap.
tech is not cheap. I'm the tech
No, no, it's
geek
not.
of us. He's just a gamer geek. But when, a game that he wants to try out is $60 and then he doesn't like it and can't take it back, that $60 just poofed.
Oh yeah, yep. William, he's all about making his own money. He'd rather make his own money and spend his own money. So, yay for that.
God, can he teach that? It's funny, if all your kids that I would have thought would go down that path, I don't think William was ever on that list.
Well, the money thing is actually kind of an annoying subject when it comes to him because he's hit that stage where everything is money.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
We are talking about money spells, and I will say, because
Do
it
not
just
get greedy.
came to my head, do not get greedy. Only ask for what you need. There are so much more to life than money.
That is a lot of people have problems with money spells because they try to get greedy. And do not try to win the damn lottery with it. You're not going to. It does not
Well,
work that way.
if you want to try a luck spell or a lucky talisman,
That's different. It's not a money spell, it's a luck spell.
do it. But, don't expect to be a billionaire.
No,
It's
it doesn't typically work that way. I mean, if it did, there wouldn't be a poor fucking witch among us.
no shit. But, so be careful what you ask for
Yeah.
and only ask for what you need.
Karma has
And I
an
do mean
amazing way
need.
of kicking your ass when you get greedy.
I do mean need, not want. There is a difference, people.
Yeah, need food, bills paid. That's why I don't do money spells often because I am blessed to actually have everything we need.
See, I do many spells pretty much on a monthly basis, but with 8 people,
Yeah, we have a much smaller household, and I just got a job on top of familiar magic, and it's not much, but it's extra money, and my husband's actually pretty well paid, so
money is a consistent issue for my household, as you can probably imagine. But, so yeah, don't get greedy. But yeah, so William is in that stage of everything is all about money all the
my
time. Money, money,
brother was in
money.
that stage until he hit about 35. I hope William gets out of it sooner. Unfortunately, we live in a very greedy population. Um, that doesn't think about things and often confuses want and need.
Yeah, my two little girls are in the whole want, want, want. But, they're 6 and 10. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Your older ones are old enough to know better, but I think a lot of adults still have a problem with the difference between want and need. I mean, I often go, "Oh, I need that in my life," when I just want it really bad.
Right.
Especially,
So what other kind of money stuff?
well, we've
Well, we could.
covered incense, we've covered potpourri, we've covered candle spells. There's not magic too.
Yeah, I've done not magic once or twice in my
Not
life. It's not
magic is
something that
not my thing. I kind of suck at it, so I
it's
don't.
not your thing.
I cannot tell a lie. I'm afraid not.
It sounds kind of weird, but when I sit there and I crochet, because it's not knots, but I'll put a lot of intent into what I'm actually working on, and if nothing else, you know seem to clear your head, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Crafty meditation.
There are, spoken spells, chants, and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Something else that you can have sitting around in your house, pine cones, provided you're not allergic to them, because I know some people are.
Hey, maybe that's why we do good in the money aspect. We have a big ass pine tree in our backyard. We always have pine cones everywhere.
Yep, pine cones are actually a pretty good money thing. There is a certain herb, I want to say basil, that you can make a floor wash out of and um, cleanse your floors with, and it'll help bring money in.
Might be basil. I'd have to look it up. So don't
I think it's
take
basil.
our explicit word because we don't have notes. We're kind of just,
Winging it, man.
yeah, that's what we do. And my memory sucks. So, haha.
Well, like I said, most of your kitchen based herbs are going to have some kind of protection,
Money, fertility,
money, success, you know.
purification. Ooh.
So if you don't have a bunch of witchy supplies, hit up your kitchen cabinet. You'll find what you need.
And yeah, there's you can get a lot at just like the local store, even a Dollar Tree.
Yeah, we'll hit more on the witching on a budget in a future video. You gonna live over there?
Acid burn.
Maybe. Ah. Aren't we a pair? You have the acid burn problem, and I developed sore throat. I think one of my kids brought home their disease to me. Thanks.
Sorry about that. Ah, and no, it won't be edited out. So y'all get to enjoy that lovely coughing fit.
Ah, it's fine.
Mm.
And of course, there are various types of money stuff. You can, there's like quick money spells if you need the money in a hurry. There's long term stuff.
They're slow and steady spells, so you always have enough.
Yeah, you can actually do like warding off poverty during the waning moon phases. Kind of
Business
a reverse
spells,
money spell.
business success spells.
Yeah, you can actually do. Well, I call them mojo bags, but
Yeah, you can do
there's.
sachets. Just remember with any spell, there is a possibility that the answer is no. That is true of any spell.
Well, yeah, I think the gods are wiser than man, so
Yeah, they have a lot more perspective and a lot more time than our mortal little selves.
yeah. So if something doesn't work, try something else, or don't give up.
A lot of times, I think it's less that it was the wrong idea than the wrong path.
Right.
Sometimes you're not supposed to get it because something else is supposed to happen.
Like learning how to deal with what you have.
Right. I mean,
Another thing I wanted to mention, you can sprinkle certain herbs in your wallet to,
attract
draw
money.
money.
Ginger.
Cinnamon is also really good for it.
Cinnamon and ginger are a great combination. Um, obviously, be careful of any herb you might have allergies to. And keep in mind that some herbs will cause skin irritation. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah.
You can also make like crush up some herbs. You'd have to look up which ones you wanted to use in like talcum powder and dust your hands with it if you're going to, a job interview or
Mm.
something like that.
So,
But I think that pretty much wraps up the.
I hope that y'all found this helpful. And this will wrap up our Witchy Wednesday.
Yes, Witchy Wednesday.
Um,
Yeah, we're filming all of, our weekly things in one day because
it's
my.
she has 6 kids and a husband, so she has a certain time, and I have this, and I also babysit kids 3 or 4 days a week. So timing.
Yep, so this is the best day that works for us when we're uninterrupted, and so that is why you will see us wearing the same clothes over multiple
We are not
videos.
hobos at the moment.
Right, let's hope it stays that way.
Knock on wood. Wait, I don't have wood. Shit. Oh, there it is.
So I hope you enjoyed this Witchy Wednesday and have a blessed day.
Blessings.